Hello there, my name is Andrew Griffiths and I have the great pleasure of being here today to interview Bree James. Hi Bree.
Hello.
Bree's the founder of PakMag, which was started almost 10 years ago now, and it has been, I guess the easiest way to talk about it is it's a hugely successful regional publishing story, and it's nice to have those stories. So thanks a lot for having a chat to me today. I love to interview successful entrepreneurs, and I certainly put you in that category, Bree. So tell us a little bit about PakMag.
Well, I started it nearly 10 years ago, as you said. Basically, I have an entertainment business, and I found that a lot of people would come up to me after my shows and say, "Oh, Bree, we would have come if we had known it was on," and it was just starting to happen a lot. So I thought, you know what, there needs to be some sort of resource in my community that tells families what is happening. So I thought, you know what, why don't I start my own? So 4 weeks later, I published my first edition.
And you knew all about publishing and you knew all about all that stuff, right?
Lots of experience. So. The last time I'd written a story was probably primary school. And I've never worked in print, full stop. I've never sold any advertising. And best of all, I wasn't even a parent. So, but anyway, I worked out, I definitely knew what parents needed and what they wanted. And yeah, from a What's On guide, it became a full magazine with, you know, recipes, activities, crafts, and just parenting stories and health stories. And I really just sort of thought this is what every family would need to know, and put it all in there. And yeah, first edition launched, and it's been, you know, success since then, I guess.
So how tough was it to pull it together? Sorry, let me ask a better question. Was it a matter of, if you knew how complicated and all those parts, if you knew everything you had to do, would you have still done that first?
No way. I didn't even have a business plan. I just thought, you know what, there's a need for this. Parents really need this information. I'll do it because, you know, I really want to help. Right. So. And
how hard can it be to put a magazine together, right? To write it, design. How did you do the design?
I did pay someone to do that. So
begrudgingly, right?
Yeah.
It's all on the shoestring. Can I sing a song for you in exchange?
The first print bill was paid for, so it was definitely, you know, I did get support straight up with advertisers. I don't know how, because I didn't have anything to show them. But, you know, I guess people saw my vision and my passion, and yeah.
And bought into that.
And it nice. Paid for itself since day one.
Yeah, very impressive, very impressive. And how many magazines have you printed?
Over 2 million now. We've printed lots.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? I think we're all familiar with the big publishing stories. We hear about the Fairfaxes and the Murdochs of the world and all the rest of it. But every once in a while you come across an extraordinary story, normally in regional parts of the country, where there's really a lack of great information, where there are niches. So you've got a bit of a balanced mix there between a great entrepreneurial story and also a really great publishing story in a world where publishing is changing so rapidly all the time as well. So I like that. So, okay, let's go back a little bit to how PakMag came into existence. So we know the story that you just mentioned, but you started to expand a little bit more, maybe, you know, shed a little bit more light on why you went to other areas. Why didn't you just stay in Cairns? Would have been a lot easier, right?
Would have been a lot easier. Well, basically, yeah, once we got going and people really loved the magazine, I'd have a lot of people, because Cairns is quite a transient place, they'd move to somewhere like Townsville and they'd just email, say, I really wish that we had a PakMag here. So I couldn't help myself. I thought, you know what, if there's people that are wanting it, then let's do it. And Townsville was a really tough market. It's definitely, you know, a click between Cairns and Townsville. Not a lot of people succeed starting businesses down in Townsville.
So true.
And it took a long time to be accepted as a Cairns person running a magazine from Cairns in Townsville. But, you know, we've done really well. We've been there for nearly 6 years now. Right. And yeah, the families down there absolutely love it.
And then you expanded into Mackay as well. And,
yes.
And the same philosophy? It was just people emailing you say, I wish we had this here.
Correct.
And it was a nice strategic kind of a growth, but based on, you knew the fact that there was demand for the magazine. Obviously you'd proven it in Cairns, you proved it in Townsville, you proved it in Mackay. The logical question is, where do you take it from here?
Look, there's about 16 other destinations that I would love to take PakMag to. Definitely regional spaces, because I feel they're the families that, you know, don't have as much resources, they don't get as many of the great shows that the cap cities get. And, you know, they do need more to do at home and more ideas and more activities. And online's fantastic, but you've got to search for it and you've got to spend time, and online you have to know what you're looking for.
I was going to actually ask you that question, like, what are you doing for printing magazines for? Surely everyone's using the intranets these days, like, and you're kind of bucking the trend a little bit. So,
well, look, print teaches you what you didn't know you needed to know.
Right.
So, you might not have known that you needed, that vitamin, but now you do know. You've read about it, and you can go and Google it now and find out more information.
Right, and I imagine too with PakMag, it's one of those things that with families that are waiting for it to come out. Each edition, they get it, and it's like, okay, let's plan some of our activities. What can we do in the coming month? Just to start to, I guess, plan a little bit of their life around the magazine. I don't want it to sound melodramatic, but everyone's busy. Everyone's time deprived.
Absolutely.
Families are looking for things to do. Not a lot of money a lot of the time as well. Yes. So looking for things that are free or cost effective. So
well, that's the thing, and a lot of community organisations don't have big budgets to spend on advertising. So we promote everything for free. You don't pay for editorial with us. If you've got a great event on that's fantastic for families, we're going to promote it for you.
I just love that. So PakMag's become a valued publication in every community that you run so far, and I'm sure I can't see any reason why it wouldn't become a valued publication in every city that you could operate, or every town that I guess it's big enough to support it from that point of view. So community is a big part of what you do, and I know you well, and I know that for you it isn't about making a pile of money. It isn't about all those commercial things that people think. It is about providing a wonderful service and a resource, and the importance of community runs through everything that you do. Can you just maybe tell us a little bit about your philosophy around that, because it's very cool.
Look, I had a good childhood, but it definitely had its stresses with, a divorced family. My parents separated when I was 2, and so happiness has always been something that I've wanted to have as a happy family. And I just know that, there's so much stress on families these days. So that's why we're 100% positive media. You won't find anything negative in here. We're not going to say, if you don't do this, you're not a good parent. It's all positive and reinforcing and giving people ideas and information about the local community. And that's what I want. I want happier families, because I think if they've got the information and they know what's happening and they've got ideas and things like that to do, it's going to take a lot of stress and pressure off. And it also helps the local businesses as well, because they're promoting their bits and pieces. So it just works really hand in hand, and everyone wins.
And you do an extraordinary amount of events as well in the communities where you operate. I know that you support not-for-profits, community groups. As you said, you promote events free of charge. You do all those kind of things. And for me, I find it just extraordinarily wonderful to see enterprises, businesses that say they care about the community, but actually mean it, and really, really mean it. And I know that with your team, with everyone who's involved in PakMag, that shines through, and it's something to be super, super proud of, because they're easy words to say, harder words to deliver on.
Look, I feel a huge responsibility to our readers, so everything is reader driven. If it's not good for our readers, then we don't put it in there. It's very reader driven content. We're not motivated by who spends money with us.
It's an advertorial kind of concept.
Definitely not.
The term that you used, and I haven't heard you use it before, and I love it, is that 100% positive media. And that to me is, people can turn around these days. You want to find negative stuff. That is about the easiest thing on the face of the planet, to find negative stuff. It's
Absolutely.
a bit harder to find positive stuff, where sometimes we just want to be able to live a life without being reminded about wars, about murders, about mayhem, about all the negative stuff. And again, that's a great term. I may steal that and use that in my books. 100% pure business happened here. So you've got a growing team, and obviously to meet your expansions into maybe another 16 places. Who works at PakMag?
Well, we have a design team, we have a sales team, we have a social media lady, we have an events lady, we have an editorial team and an editor. You have,
I know in the Cairns you have a dog as well, who's like the official office dog.
We used to have a fish. He was our HR manager, but he died.
He didn't. Well, that's a bit of a tragedy. That's put a bit of a downer on this interview now. We've lowered the tone now. The fish has died. We'll try and find something else positive now that may he rest in peace. But you have a really engaged workforce, and you employ employed locally, of course.
Yes, definitely.
And again, from what I know about you, you run an unusual business in terms of your flexibility with your workforce, the hours that you operate. I think what I'm really trying to say, Bree, is that the philosophy that we're talking about, you carry it through your life, you carry it through your business, you carry it through your community, and it's very, very impressive. You know, I'm an older, jaded, business guy. I've been around doing this for many, many decades now, and you are so impressive in how you do what you do and how you carry yourself and the integrity that you have with this publication and with the business. And I just want to acknowledge you for that, because it is such an important thing. And sometimes in the course of our day-to-day business, we don't necessarily get to see that and experience it, or we're too busy hustling, doing the stuff we got to do, burying fish out the back, or any of those kind of things to acknowledge it. So good on you.
Thank you.
Question, where's PakMag going to be in 10 years' time?
Look, definitely.
In 1,000 cities around the world, right?
Look, if people want it, I'm definitely open to helping any community that wants a PakMag to have one. So I definitely have a model that works and engages the community and makes a difference in a community. And I certainly can help. If anyone wants a PakMag in their community, drop me a line.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I just, one last question. I notice in the people that support your magazine, the people that partner with it, people that advertise, etc., stay with you for a long time as well. There's a high degree of loyalty. And I always find that quite interesting. And my gut feeling is that the people that advertise with you, they share the same values. They're not doing it purely as a, if I don't get 100% return on my money, blah, blah, blah. It's actually not like that. I'm sure they get a great response, don't get me wrong, but I believe that they align with your values, your beliefs, etc. Is that the case?
Definitely. I mean, you're not buying space in a magazine, you're buying space in a community. So my community of families is massive, and they're so loyal to the publication. You know, they pick it up every month. If we're 1 hour late at the destination, we get phone calls. That's how fast they want to grab it. And the businesses can see the difference it makes to the community, so they sponsor and advertise with us and support us for that very reason, because they know the difference it's making in our community.
I love it. Thanks for having a chat to me today. As I said, I'm so impressed with you as an entrepreneur and as a role model in the community and a person of enormous integrity. And I'm so impressed with the business that you've built. And I'm sure that everyone watching this would have to agree. It's such a great story, and I can't wait to see PakMag in every city around the world, and I'm sure it will happen. But I also really love the way that you're doing this in such a digital age. And you're making extraordinary difference every single day. There'll be people, many people, who will be benefiting from the work that you and PakMag does in every city where you operate. So thank you, Bree.
Thank you.